day job, running fast from the way it was. Jump quick to a paycheck, running back to the strip club. I'm never going back, never going back. No, you can't make me. Never going back, never going back. They never take me.
Hi guys, welcome to Angela's Diaries. New friends, welcome to the crew, and if you're returning, hey love, I'm so glad you're back too. So in this episode we're going to be doing a makeup tutorial, a very detailed makeup tutorial. So if you would like to achieve this beat, please carry on watching and don't forget to subscribe, like and comment, please. And most importantly, make sure that you watch my ads so your girl can get her money. But without wasting any more of your time, let's get straight into the makeup tutorial. So the most important part is skincare. So before this, I did my skincare routine. I washed my face, I double cleansed, used a moisturizer and sunscreen, and then after that I'm going to use the Nature's Nourishment rose water and glycerine. This is so good guys, I swear by this. And yeah, your skincare is just very important. Just make sure your skin is very moisturized underneath. And then after that, after you spray that on your face, I've already sprayed it on, just let it dry. Don't go in with the primers while that is still wet. For the primers, I use 3 primers. I know that's a bit excessive. If you don't want to use 3 primers, it's not a must. You can just go in with the Jelly Grip by Essence. This is a hydrating primer. However, if you have oily skin, you can use the Fit Me Maybelline, the blue one. If you have combination skin, meaning the rest of your face is fine, you just get oily on your T-zone, you can use this and then use a mattifying primer on your T-zone, which is your nose, maybe here, and your upper lip. That's where I get oily. I'm gonna use the Primer Plus Mattifier by Bobbi Brown. I don't know guys, but it just works for me, okay? And I would suggest that you have a fan on hand. Yo, don't be stingy with this. I'm just gonna do like 2 pumps. It feels a bit milky, but once you start rubbing it in, it gets more tacky. So do not shoot it until you try it guys. So I just make sure to put it all over my face, even on my eyelids. Do another pump on my forehead. Ooh. I just wait for that to dry before I go in with my second primer. But I feel like it's the dupe for us who don't have the e.l.f. grip primer. After that, I go in with the Bobbi Brown mattifying around my nose. I don't use a lot of this because it's just for my oily areas, which is my upper lip and my nose and a little on my forehead. Then I just rub it in there. I get in there. And then I go in with this one. This is the Luminous and Smooth. This is for normal to dry skin. I use this on my cheeks only. I feel like I am being a little extra by using this one because the Essence one is already hydrating, but I just feel like this one smoothes my skin more around my cheeks because I have quite large pores on my cheeks. I don't know if you guys can tell. And then I always keep a wet wipe in case a bum try to touch me. Ew. So I use this to clean up the product that is on my eyebrows. So I just wipe my eyebrows and then I let the primers do their job. I let them dry in and sink in, so I'm not going to touch my face just for a couple of minutes, just for them to marinate. But for my eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Catrice Super Glue Brow Styling Gel. Let me show you guys how it looks. So for this, I'm just using the brush. It's almost like a spoolie attachment. I'm using it to lift the brow hairs that are in the front. I'm using it to lift them up, and then the rest of them I lay flat like that. And for this, I would suggest that you don't use a lot of product because if you use a lot of product, there's a lot of residue. It's like a glue basically. It leaves white residue and it's just very messy when you're going in with your concealer. So I'm using this wipe to wipe down anywhere where I may have gotten the super glue on my skin rather than the hairs, and so that when I go in with my product there is no white residue. Then I will be using this Sacha Buttercup setting powder. My mom got this online, and then if you don't have this, I would suggest that you use the loose powder either from Yardley, or you can use the pressed powder from Maybelline. I actually need to get that because everyone has been raving about it. And then for this pencil, I'm going to be using the Revolution pencil. If you don't have this one, you can use the Essence one. And then I'm going to put that all over my eyebrows. And then I just use a fluffy brush. I got this from Woolworths Beauty. The brushes are so soft. And then the rest of my brushes that you're going to be seeing me using, I have either gotten from Mr. Price or Real Techniques. And then I'm going to be using this. Don't like roll it out all the way, like you're going to waste so much product. Just a little bit will suffice. I don't start immediately where my brow starts. I just go where, just look at the end of your nose, put the brush there. That's where the line should start, so right here. And you use quite a gentle hand. Hold it like this. Don't hold it like this. Don't hold it like this. Not that I've seen anyone do that, but just use a very light hand. Just hold it like this. And then have a mirror. If you don't have a big mirror, use like, if you have any powder, use that small mirror. And then look directly into the mirror and then start drawing a line right underneath your brow. Just follow the natural brow shape of the line shape of your brow, right? And then I like to look up because sometimes my eyelid gets in the way. So I'm just going to be drawing a light line at the bottom all the way across. And then I like to just stop it like right here. Just to use your brush and the end of the end of your nose and end of your eye, and it should be where your brow line stops. So I'm just gonna put mine right there. And then starting from where you started at the bottom, you do that at the top as well, just following your natural brow shape. And then when you get to the natural arch of your eyebrow, you just make a very soft arch, just following your natural brow line. And then I just fill in the tail of the brow because that's where I made the hairs a bit more sparse, and naturally I think that's where you just get a bit more sparse lines. And then I just fill in any bold spots that I see, and any residue from the glue I just color in with this pencil. And then for the front of the brow, I really don't like to touch it that much. I'll make the pencil face horizontally, and then I'll make strokes going up, very light hand. If you don't see them, don't increase like don't press harder, just make more strokes in the front of your brows like so. So now I have filled in my brows, and as you can tell, my brows are currently sisters and they're not twins. This is called a concealer brush. You just make it extremely flat, just like this with your fingers. And then this one is just an angled brush, and then as you can see, it goes like this. So I'm going to be using this one for the arch of my eyebrow. I'm going to be using the Fit Me concealer, and then I'm going to mix in this Rimmel Multitasker concealer. This is in the shade 050 and it's called Sand. And I take this concealer brush and I make it extremely flat, just using my fingers, and then I dip into that just like so. And then I make sure that there's not a lot of product on the brush. Like, I just look up and then I put concealer going straight across. Yo guys, and one thing about brows, if my brows don't look nice, I just hate my makeup. I would even start all over if my brows don't look nice. I like to do them at the same time so I can sort of see what I need to fix and what I don't. And as you can see, because I didn't put it directly on my face, it doesn't leave a weird line underneath to carve your eyebrow. Needs to be facing the left, and then you just drag the product down. That's why I'm saying this takes a lot of time and patience, because this is so time consuming. And when you do the arch of your brow, go down and shape it like this. Don't go like this and then try and do this. It's gonna do a little arrow on your eyebrow, which you don't want. And then I can feel my concealer getting a bit tacky, so I'm gonna put some fix spray. I'm gonna use this foundation brush, use tapping motions. I'm gonna first start with the front so that I don't mix the shades. Then I do the back of the brow, using this to blend out the top. Moving on to foundation, I use the Lancôme and the double wear Ester Lauder. The Lancôme is in 420W and then the Ester Lauder is in 5W1 bronze. But if you don't have these two, you can opt for the L'Oreal Infallible 32 wear fresh wear. Guys, one thing about this girl, she will get you right. So I just like mixing them, and then I just use the back of the brush to apply everything on. And then I'm going to use this foundation brush. It's from Real Techniques. If you don't have this, that is fine. Anything else will suffice. Again, I'm just tapping this in. I use most of the products on my cheeks and my nose, and then the excess product, because we've already put a concealer that's our shade on our forehead, we're not really going to use that much on our forehead. And then I just go into my chin so that everything matches, and my ears, guys. I just go down into my neck just like so. And this foundation, both of these foundations are extremely full coverage, so I don't need to use a lot. And as you can see, I'm avoiding my under eyes because I don't want too much product underneath there, because we're going to be going in with a lot of concealers. And guys, one thing about makeup, it's a labor of love. You need to take your time. It requires patience. Like, you really need to be in the mood to do your makeup, otherwise it's literally gonna reflect in your makeup that this person wasn't interested. Hey, this person was not interested at all. I just use the rest on my forehead. I don't believe in not putting any foundation on your forehead, because it literally does show. If you don't have any foundation on your forehead, it literally shows. Everything is just blending in quite nicely because we used a lot of primers. That's why primer is so important. There's no way you can do your face without any primer. That makeup will not last. It's gonna look cakey, it's gonna look ashy. It's just not a good look. Then I go in with a damp beauty blender. I know my beauty blender has seen better days, but hey man, we all friends in the club, we all fam. Then I'm just using the beauty blender just to make sure everything is blended. There's nothing more annoying than your neck not matching your face when the foundation. Even my ears, I get my ears too, child. don't worry about the jewelry. We're gonna wipe that off once we are done. Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This is, like I said, close to my shade. I don't immediately go in with something that's extremely dark. And one thing about placement for your concealer, it's extremely important. Guys, there's no way that you're gonna want a full beat or full coverage makeup but you are using little concealer. Like, this is not gonna cut it. This is just for me to map out exactly how I want it to go. Then I put it a little past where my eye starts, just right there, because I'm gonna go into my eye with the concealer, just like so. Just following the natural shape of my eyelid. And this is very important, guys. Just like that. As you remember, we didn't put any concealer on our eyelids, so don't worry about it caking up. And then from then on, we're gonna do a line going straight down just to cover our nose. Now concealing and contouring your nose is very unique to your face shape. So if your nose is anything like mine, it's a bit round, then I would suggest putting concealer right there, just going in straight down, and do the other thing on this, do the same thing on the other side. I go in a bit closer because, honey, I want my nose to look snatched. So I go in a bit closer to my nose, but not too close because we still have to contour. Then when I get here, I just do a little arrow at the bottom of my nose, just snatched. Then I'm gonna go in with concealer, facing it up. Make sure not to drag it all the way, because one thing I hate is when I have this. I don't like that line of concealer. So I'm gonna put more here. I don't know why, but this just works for my face. This just works for my face. So for concealer placement, you need to know what look you're going for. If you want to look snatched and make your nose a bit smaller, go closer to the bridge of the nose, and make sure the lines are symmetrical, because makeup is an art, honey. We're painting our face. This is a canvas. And then I go in there on my chin, and then not so much on my forehead, just a little bit. If you have a small forehead, don't conceal too much. If you have a bigger forehead, even if you have a bigger forehead, because I feel like the more concealer the more concealer you put, it just draws attention to your forehead more than anything. I don't know if that's just me. And then we're just gonna let that marinate into our skin. So that I'm going in with this concealer. This is for my contouring. This is very dark, so I'm just putting it on the back of my hand. Not too much. You never want to put concealer directly here, especially if it's too dark for you, because you're gonna have a hard time blending that. It's better to have too little than too much, because if you have too little, you can just put more, whereas if you have too much, it's quite a hassle to blend in. I just dip there, and then I make sure to get rid of the excess on my finger, so I'm not on the back of my hands big. This is a crease brush, same thing. Then we're gonna put that right next to the contour, and then for this I'm using light touch, and I'm gonna blend the contour into my eyebrows. So when my eyebrow starts, that's where the contour is gonna go in. So I like to start right in the middle and just work the product up into my eyebrows, just like so. Let me do that one more time. You just blend the product right there, and then you blend it up into your eyebrows, because you've placed the concealer into the crease, so now you're placing the contour into the eyebrow. And guys, when you're blending in the contour, make sure not to touch that concealer. That's why you need to be patient and be taking your time so you don't make silly mistakes like that. Okay, but if you happen to touch it, that's not a problem. You can just blend that out, right? Then I'm gonna go in with that fluffy brush just to blend everything out. I used that one to place the contour, then this one to blend everything out. I'm just gonna pinch it so I can get a straight line. I'm gonna use this angled brush. This is a blusher brush. I'm just gonna dip into the contour again, remove the excess, and now I'm contouring my cheeks. I just place it right under where I put my eye concealer. Make sure not to put your contour too low because then it defeats the whole purpose of contouring. It defeats the whole purpose of contouring, child. And then I just blend that into my hairline. I just go right there on my cheekbone. If you can't really see, do that. And then right above, I like to put it quite high so my face is looking quite defined. I'm gonna put this also on my jawline. I do like to put this on my jawline, but not too much. Not too much now. Like I was saying, with contour you build it up. You do not completely just go in with everything on your face. And it doesn't matter if it gets too close to your eye, you are still gonna blend out your concealer, so it doesn't really matter. Guys, I literally want to cry because I've been speaking and my camera's not recording. My worst fear, and it happened today. But after I blended out the contour, I went in with this concealer, the very same placement that I did, and then I went in with this Rimmel one right here in my inner corners, like right here in my ear. So bored. So I just put a little bit of concealer here in the middle, and then I blended out using this brush, very same brush, to just clean up if I used a little bit too much concealer in the middle, because we want our nose to be small, not bigger. I feel like when you put more contour, you're making it bigger. And like I was saying, guys, Michael Jackson has nothing on me right now. Like right now, Michael Jackson cannot touch me. May his soul rest in peace. How couldn't touch and go? How couldn't touch Michael Jackson? Anyways, I'm gonna put it right here in the inner corner. This is how I did it. Make sure you don't put too much because this is very light, and you don't have to go in with the fixing spray, because after the Maybelline one I went in with the fixing spray, and then I just use a fluffy brush to blend this in. And I don't even remember what I was talking about now. So you just blend this in and you keep it there right in the inner corners. That's where you need it the most. You just need it for that wow factor. And I was saying, actually I remember now, I was saying what I was saying before it cut. I was saying, like when you're wearing makeup, like you want to look different, like you want to enhance your natural features a bit more. Like I don't like when we're wearing makeup and then men are like, oh my god, you look so different. That is exactly why I put on makeup, because I'm always barefaced 90% of the time. So when I do wear makeup, I do want to pop out. I do want to look a little different, child. So I'm not gonna have anyone telling me, okay, no, I can't do that. And then I go in with my beauty blender again, just to make sure there's no creases. Look up again. look. Then I just use the back to just make sure there are no harsh lines between where the contour and the concealer meet. And also the foundation brush just to mix everything in. If you feel like you've done too much with the concealer, just go in with your contour brush again, just to make sure there are no harsh lines. If you feel like you've done too much with your contour, just clean it up with the concealer. Same thing. I just use a darker shade of concealer to contour. Don't hear me saying contour and concealer as if they're two different things. I just used a darker shade to contour and a lighter shade to highlight. I'm gonna use this powder puff. It's so nice and small. I got it from Mr. Price, the Scarlet Hill thingy collection, and this is just so cute and so tiny, and it can just go into the little corners and stuff. So yeah, makeup is a labor of love. It's like how it's a bow oxtail or something. Like, it really needs patience. And I go into my Sacha buttercup setting powder, and then I'm also going to use the Essence Brighten Up banana powder. This is all cracked up. It's like almost whitish, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I love it, because it brightens up your eyes. Then I'm gonna take some in my powder puff, and then I'm gonna remove the excess of my hand. My hand goes through a lot when I'm going, even I don't even have space on my hand. I'm using the arm. I make sure like there's no excess. It's just a single layer, because you want to press everything in before you start baking or making it lighter or anything like that. So I'm just gonna start. Let me start in my inner corner. I just scrunch it up like this to make it a bit more smaller, and then as you can see, I'm pressing it in. I sort of look up as well, so there are no creases, and I do this. And then also on your lid, right here as well. Why does it seem like I put too much here? This is my favorite part, just seeing everything melt in together. Use the tip of this for the bridge of your nose, and then also my forehead, just here, because it's looking a bit shiny, which I don't appreciate. I just use a fluffy brush just to make sure there's no extra powder. And at this stage, this is how it should be looking. And then I like to go in with the Essence, the lighter one. Like I said, it's a bit crumbly, so I can't really show it on camera. Under my eyes, just to make everything a bit brighter. And you just make sure your powder is all in a single layer, so that there's no part that's brighter than the other. Just like so. I know that's right. This is making me and my homegirls so happy. So happy. And then just there, my upper lip. That is so cute to me. So cutesy. Dust it off. Just like that. Just like that. I got this at, guys, what is that place? Like the beauty supply store. I forgot what it's called, but it's not the authentic Morphe thing. I'm gonna go in with this shade of brown just to contour. So after I've dipped in, I just dust off the excess on my cheekbones again. Sometimes I put some on my nose, sometimes I don't. I'll just put some today. you just use a fluffy brush. I'm gonna use the Revlon blush. Guys, it's literally broken. Like, I use this girl, okay? I use her. So I go in with that last. This is a very pigmented brush. I mean blush. This is in the shade Very Berry. Then I just sort of blush like, babe, stop. Babe, stop. Don't worry if you put a little too much like I just did, because we can just dust that off. And plus, fucking blush, I feel like blush fades during the day. Take my dusting brush and just soften that out. Then I'm gonna go in with my fixing spray from Maybelline. Just close your eyes and look up. If you're going somewhere, guys, the L'Oreal 3-second setting mist, this will not go anywhere. I remember I did my makeup and I was wearing a white dress and I sprayed it all over, even under my neck. My makeup stayed, okay? This is a setting spray, 3-second setting mist. It smells terrible, but it does the job. Another product I would highly suggest is this Essence mascara, guys. It's the Call Me Queen Dramatic False Lash Effect mascara. Do you guys see that now? Look at the difference. And then bottom lashes. Do not forget your bottom lashes. I used to be the girl that skipped her bottom lashes, but not anymore. But before we do our bottom lashes, we're gonna go into eyeliner. So I'm gonna use this one. I don't know what this one is, an Avon one. It's black, just a black eyeliner. Get your sponge so that you don't smudge the rest of your face while you put on your eyeliner. Guys, putting eyeliner inside your waterline, you look like you know what you're doing. Like, I understand, like some makeup artist, some what down, and then I just put it in my waterline like that. Like look at that, and then we're gonna put mascara on our bottom lashes. And look at that. Would you just look at that? I'm not a very big eyeshadow person, so I just take a contour shade and then I just put it in the crease, just so my eyes are not bare. Just using this glow to go, I think it's from Essence. I'm gonna use this shade just right there on top of the blush, this part, just right there. I guess the words are escaping me right now. Using this LA Girl, I literally snapped it in half so my sister and I could share it. It's that good. I'm using this LA Girl lip liner. Make sure this is sharp. I just am not in the mood to sharpen it, so I'm just gonna use it like this. I'm just gonna blend that in just like that, and then I use my lighter shade of concealer. Stay with me now. Just put it right there in the center. I use my fluffy brush to blend it out. I just do it like that. Glue, because I don't know where my other glue is. I don't use this glue. I use the hair bonding glue. I just don't know where it is. You know, the black one that's unsafe for your eyes and it's not safe, I use that one. Your lash likes lifting, especially on the end, is because you didn't cut it. So cut it on the inside corner to avoid it lifting. just put some. You take a small mirror, you put it right by your chin so that you can see your eye from a different angle. So you look down, and I start by putting my lash in the middle, then in the front, then in the back. So there we have the middle, then I do the end, right, and then I do the front of my lash, just like that, and then you just keep adjusting it as you see necessary. Do I look good, Mr. Jackson?
Why my bad bitch? I'm pretty than a motherfucker. Hoes be looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay? He said he ain't fucking around. I look at him like okay. I used to be
Eyebrow, eyebrow,
okay. I'm pretty than a motherfucker. Hoes be looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay?
Hi guys, so we've reached the end of the video. This is the final look. So if you made it to the end of the video, please comment a lipstick emoji so I know that you're a real one and you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys subscribed like I asked you to in the beginning, but if you didn't, I'll give you a moment again to subscribe. Thanks. Without wasting any more of your time, I love you guys and thank you so much for watching.